Today we're going to chat about the Pokemon card market and where things are at here in July of 2025. So the reason I'm making this video is because I've actually talked to a couple of the people that I had as connections in my last job, last business, whatever you want to call it. And it seems like things have really slowed down for them as wholesalers. I don't know if like people who were buying in big quantities, like streamers and stuff, are kind of like moving away from whatever it is that they were selling. I mean, these were people that were getting like the prismatic booster bundles and 151 booster bundles, all the botters and stuff, right? So like we used to buy from the scalpers. I don't know if that makes us scalpers or what, but you know, they would get their big shipments from Best Buy drops or Pokemon Center drops, and then we would end up buying from them so they could make quick money and we could stock our stream. But as it turns out, like a lot of the people that they work with are not buying in large quantities anymore. So I don't know if it's just the products that they're trying to push, the stuff that they're buying online or hitting restocks on or whatever it might be are just like less desirable, or if the market is taking a shift. Now, I've believed for months now that, you know, black and white was kind of going to be like the start of the shift. If anybody lived through COVID and what happened when demand really spiked for Pokemon and they had said like, oh, we're gonna make changes, we're gonna print more, you saw how long that took. And I think that was roughly a year. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you saw like a huge spike in demand. Silver Tempest and Crown Zenith went really well, and then Scarlet Violet base came out and everything went to crap. So I really thought that, you know, the end of the Scarlet Violet era was going to be like that catalyst again. They were going to present, you know, the new Pokemon, new generation or whatever, and you were going to see the market just turn on Pokemon, because that's what they did with Scarlet and Violet. They hated the new Pokemon, didn't like the new border style, and, you know, it was a year and a half, almost 2 years of just hate on Pokemon and what they were presenting for products, which is crazy because, you know, you look at like Paldea Evolved now and how terribly that was received. And people went wild for it, you know. Just a couple months ago, Magikarp is like at an all-time high. PSA 10 is crazy now. Which brings me to like the next piece of this. I find it weird that like, while you have like these resellers or botters, scalpers, whatever you want to call them, you know, some people struggling to move large quantities of sealed products, but you have like singles that are just spiking. And I don't know where the demand for that is coming from, or like if it's some sort of manipulation that's happening with, you know, a group of people, or, you know, somebody with just like really heavy bags, right? You know, if there comes times where you see like a product that hasn't really moved or might be undervalued, and you can see when like the market gets thin on this product. So like some examples I think are like Hidden Fates is another one where like it was like $25 a pack, and I think we're at $35 a pack. I mean, a $10 jump for a pack is crazy. But like the market just got really thin on that. And when you get to a point where it's thin, you can just buy them out and jump the price, right? So, I mean, this has happened several times over the past couple months. And we've seen it happen now with like sealed promos from Sword and Shield era. And, you know, their non-sealed counterparts and graded versions of these cards. So like most recently, Greninja Gold Star, bonkers. And now the Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations, bonkers. I think Celebrations is, you know, really starting to move. This is something that, you know, I had foreseen months ago, where like we do have Celebrations 30 coming up. I mean, we all know it. Like, it's the 30th year of Pokemon. They do an anniversary set every 5 years. Like, it's clockwork. So, you know, there's going to be a 30th celebration set. And what happened to Generations when the 25th anniversary came out? It went crazy. So, you know, smart money was starting to invest a couple months ago. Word's getting out. The hype is settling in, or FOMO, or whatever you want to call it. And people are starting to scoop stuff up. And when you see these runs on these cards or products or anything, you see a bunch of other people try to catch on, right? So it's like the train's left the station and you have all these people chasing after the train, and it just, for whatever reason, accelerates the train. So like all these cards sell, and then you have a bunch of people who want to get in on what's going on, and it just pushes it even further until, you know, you reach a point where there's really not any demand. I've seen Facebook posts about like buying 100 sealed Greninjas for $30 a piece. I mean, this was a $6 card not that long ago. So I don't know why people think that this is a good idea. You know, the card went from 6 to 30 already. You're trying to buy copies at $30 to do what? Like, hope they go to 35 to resell them? You're making $5 a card. Or are you now trying to grade them? By the way, I don't know if you've ever graded one of these Greninja cards, but they are always messed up. It's like trying to grade something from a Radiant collection. You're getting 8s and 9s. You know, there's a reason why the 10s are what they are. Like, look at a PSA 10 Greninja Gold Star. It's that way because there's so few of them. It's sort of like the Evolutions, XY Evolutions, Charizard. Like, just the quality control is trash, and getting a 10 is damn near impossible. So, yeah, they're going to be pretty expensive. You know, and we saw, man, the stained glass birds. What the hell is going on with those? I remember when that card was like $5 and nobody wanted it. Like, Jesus. I'm looking at people selling sealed ones for $125 a pop now, if not more. $150, $160. Like, I don't know if you know the Banana Man on Facebook. If you guys are a part of any of the big Facebooks, you know who Mr. Banana Man is. That boy, he's got a beat. That boy got a beat on the market. He knows a thing or two. Like, his ear is to the ground, and he knows when to stick and move and shift and just go all in on something. Like, I saw him, he's been buying Hidden Fates ETBs for months. And it finally got to a point where the stained glass birds went crazy. It went crazy. I mean, no doubt it's a nice promo, but like, where was all this hype 2 years ago? It wasn't there, right? So like, as the products dry up, the prices move, and stuff can just go bonkers sometimes when you see buyouts. Again, like, if the market gets thin on a product and somebody sees an opportunity, like, you better believe it, they're going to buy it out if they have the capital, right? So it's a weird time that we're in now. And we've seen this kind of market cycle before. So I really am skeptical that things are going to stay as high as they are. We're definitely going to see stuff retrace. I mean, I was seeing it in slab prices for months now, like, just slabs spiked up, and now they've just steadily trickled back down. Every once in a while you get like the market to shift its focus onto something, and like that goes wild, right? So like megas had their time in the sun because, Mega Symphonia, Mega whatever, and Storm Emeralda, whatever, the supposed Rayquaza set. And it's Rayquaza, not Rayquaza. I said Rayquaza for a very long time. It took me a long time to stop saying Rayquaza. So whatever the supposed Rayquaza set is, there's supposed to be, Megas are coming back. So now people shift their focus to like, oh my God, Megas. I loved Megas. No, the fuck you didn't. Like, go ahead, please pretend like you cared about Megas. Because if you did, you'd already have them. But now you're like, oh my God, they're so cool. I love the Mega evolutions. Bitch, no you didn't. Nobody believes you. So, like stuff like that can shift the market's focus. And they say this in the sports card world. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm sure it's said in other markets as well. But like, when you get word of a rumor that something has the possibility of coming out, that's when you can buy, right? That's your opportunity. It's like the rumor is this X, Y, or Z, like Megas are coming or V Maxes are back, right? So like when you hear the rumor, that's when you have an opportunity to buy. And then when it's actually announced, when the announcement comes, the official announcement, that's when you can sell, because like the actual hype will be there. So we got stuck. I mean, probably a couple $100 down the drain, but we held on to a bunch of like rocket themed singles at Mobros to see if like the hype hit its peak when the set dropped. And I had stated my opinion that like, look, it's already hyped, like the hype is already here. We're not gonna spike again. Like the rumor was a rocket set was coming. We found out for real that the rocket set was coming. All the rocket shit went up. And then now it's retracing because it actually, like, the set came out. People had already bought into the hype, into the FOMO, like didn't want to miss out on old rocket cards, as if there's not thousands out there to be eaten up. But like we already saw that spike happen, so it's not likely to happen again once Destined Rivals releases. But we ended up holding like 20 plus copies of Giovanni's Charisma SIRs and a couple copies of Jesse and James from Hidden Fates. And like, they didn't spike. They just didn't. They had already spiked. So it's not like they were going to just do it again because the set released. We already got the news. Everybody already knew. So, that ship came and sailed away. So this is to say that, things are volatile and the market shifts often. I am a big proponent of when people are zigging, you should zag. So like when something gets hyped into oblivion, you see the writing on the wall, do something else, right? Find something that somebody else isn't, like, I don't want to say peddling, but like hyping up yet. And you can get in early. So yeah, zig when others zag, or vice versa, however you want to put it. Look for opportunities where they actually exist, not where they have already taken off from. It's really hard to grab on to that train after it's already left, and you're just going to be caught holding the bag. So like this Labubu craze, whatever, the monster doll things, like, please stop. They're dolls. Do you guys not remember Beanie Babies? Like, do you not remember the Beanie Baby craze? They said they were scarce. They were not. I don't believe that these have like any real collectability. if you enjoy them, buy them, whatever. But like, I will have no part in buying and reselling these damn things. It just doesn't, I don't like it. I'm not a fan, so I'm not gonna do it. It's kind of how I won't do Yu-Gi-Oh. Just makes me feel yucky, so I'm not gonna do it. Yu-Gi-Oh sucks, by the way. Yeah, big time Magic player. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, so like the market is doing market things. I have a real expectation that Pokemon's gonna continue their printing of stuff. They're gonna ramp it up. You know, the mega sets are probably gonna be printed more heavily than the past couple. I think we're at the point where they can actually catch up. The restock that we got on prismatic EV pouches was enormous. And if you guys know who Cali Poke House is, it's very clear that they also purchased an enormous amount of restock on that product because they were selling the crap out of it on TikTok. So yeah, like they have the ability to really print some shit. They've definitely ramped it up, and the biggest sellers that I ran into, you know, it seems like they're feeling it. Or some of the bigger sellers, they're running into, you know, issues with offloading products. And maybe, you know, they're just looking for too much and people would buy it for lower and they could just make a lower margin and move on. But, you know, there's a lot of things that it could be. But it seems like people are getting stuck with these restock products. And once Pokemon's capable of like actually printing a set, they're never going to print to demand, right? But like when they're able to print a set in the kind of volume that they need to meet demand or exceed it, you're going to see, if it's anything like Scarlet Violet, it could be a bloodbath. That's where the winners are made and the losers lose. If you are not liquid and you are not investing properly in your inventory, and yes, as a business owner, even though it's inventory, it is an investment because you are investing in the fact that this can sell and that you can make a profit off of it. And sometimes you just have to have those diamond hands. Like, again, I'm just going to reference Scarlet Violet era again and again, but those first 4 or 5 sets, I mean, that's it, almost a year and a half of sets. And when I say 4 or 5 sets, I mean mainline sets, right? Like, you had to just hold. You had to hold the line, you know. You can fire sale everything on TCG Player and make negative 15 to 20% on your money, or you can hold and sell slowly at an actual margin where you make money for people who support you and your store and want to see you succeed and would rather pay you than, you know, mystery place on TCG Player. It's those moments where you have to decide, like, can you afford to sit on this shit? And not can you, but like, you had better plan on sitting on this shit. You need to find a way to like cycle inventory profitably, or else you're gonna sink. So like, when it comes, because I promise it's coming, like, we're not gonna live in this bull market forever, but when it comes, you had better allocate your funds in a smart way, right? You got to find things that actually have a margin and not overbuy on the shit that doesn't, but you know will probably go up, right? Like Pokemon booster boxes and stuff have a history of going up over time, right? And you just have to be able to sit. You have to be able to sit on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, however many thousands of dollars of product you get from distro, and just wait until the market turns. And to be able to do that, you have to be very liquid and have a ton of cash available. I mean, a ton if you're doing this in a big way, less so if you don't have that kind of allocation. But, you know, if you don't have that kind of allocation, you're probably not running a big business. So like, you know, your cash flow percentage wise is probably similar, right? Like you have to be able to sit on however much percentage of your cash flow that is, that's not moving. And it sucks, but those are the times that like you actually are able to build. Like if you can find ways to cycle your money while making a profit and still sit on good products you know will go up. I mean, nobody knows, right? But like historically have shown to go up over time, then you'll be all right in the long run, and you'll even succeed and be able to grow your allocation and become bigger over time because of this. But, you know, if you're just mismanaging your money and your inventory, you're just going to end up sinking. And we're going to see that happen to a lot of people. Hopefully I don't become one of those people, but you know, just because you have the knowledge doesn't mean you act on it properly. So those should be stories for another time. The mistakes I've made.